Many reasons have been given for the sounding of the shofar. Like an alarm clock, it awakens us up from our existential slumber, reminding us not to sleepwalk through life, or to merely exist, or as some people say, to get through life, but instead to live deeply, meaningfully, and purposefully. Many years ago, before fire engines and electric fire alarms, most homes were built out of wood. A fire was a catastrophic thing. The whole town could go up in flames and smoke. And so when a fire broke out, everyone left their business or their work and rushed to help put out the fire together. There used to be a watchtower where a watchman kept a lookout all the time. As soon as he saw smoke or fire from afar, he would sound the alarm. The townspeople would then form a human chain between the fire and the nearest well, and they would pass pails of water to each other with which to put out the fire. Once it happened that a teenager from a small village came to town for the first time. He stopped at the inn on the outskirts of the town. Suddenly, he heard the sound of a bugle. He asks the innkeeper, "What does it mean?" "Whenever we have a fire," the innkeeper explained to the young man, "we sound the bugle and the fire is quickly put out." How wonderful, thought the village lad, who went and bought himself a bugle. What a surprise and sensation I'll bring to my village. When he returned to his village, full of excitement, he calls the villagers together. "Listen, good people," he exclaimed. "No need to be afraid of fire anymore. Just watch me and you see how quickly I'll put out a fire." Saying this, he ran to the nearest hut and he sets it on fire. The fire began to spread very quickly. "Don't be alarmed," he calls out calmly and confidently. "Now watch me." The lad began to blow the bugle with all of his might, interrupting it only to catch his breath and to say, "This will put out the fire in no time." But the fire didn't care much for the music and merely hopped from one roof to another until the entire village was in flames. The villagers now began to harshly rebuke, admonish, and curse the lad. "You fool," they cried, "did you think that the mere blowing of the trumpet would put the fire out? It's only the call of an alarm to wake people up if they're asleep, or to break them away from their businesses and work, and to send them to the well to draw water, and to put out the fire." I'm always reminded of this story when thinking of the shofar we sound throughout the festival of Rosh Hashanah. While listening to the shofar has intrinsic value as one of the mitzvot, there is another element to the shofar as well. Like the bugle in the story, the shofar reminds us to put out our inner fires of judgment, of intolerance, of anger, of impatience, of arrogance, of lust, of greed, which threaten the safety and the well-being of our inner world and life. But like the village lad in the story, we may be tempted to think that the sound of the shofar itself will do the hard work for us. Alas, that is not the case. While the shofar is an annual reminder, alerting us to the importance and the urgency of nurturing our inner world, there is no replacement or outsourcing for hitting the spiritual gym and engaging in the hard inner work of character development ourselves.